What's up, y'all? This be your boy Scotty, and this is my testimony. And as many of you guys know, but if you're a first time viewer of my channel, you just not subscribed to me or whatever. My testimony is basically when I give a confession and I talk about my life and things that have happened in it and everything. You know what I'm saying? I haven't done one of these in a very long time, so. I think the last time I did one was when I was talking about my celibacy, if I'm not mistaken. But here's the new one, and I've wanted to do this video for weeks, but work has kept me from doing it. And since I got a mini vacation, I'm gonna try to pump out as many videos as I can because I know once work comes back into play, it's gonna be hard for me to get back and do what I gotta do. So let's just get into it, y'all. I wanted to do this video when everybody else was talking about their coming out story, but I wasn't ready to do it. And for those of you that have been watching me from the very beginning, what's been understood has never needed to be explained when it came down to me and my sexuality, because I have never outright said what I was, but it was pretty much understood. It should have been clear as day as far as I'm concerned. I never had to say it on camera. I never thought I needed to. I never thought that it was important. But at this point, everybody should know what my sexuality is, because it's damn sure not straight. But I never want my sexuality to be a vocal point of who I am. I want my personality to be the vocal point of who I am. My sexuality is just a part of me. It doesn't define me, and it's not based on my everyday decisions. It's just a part of me, and it's a part of my life, and it's a part that makes me who I am. My personality is what is really what's important. It's not my sexuality that's really important. That's why I don't never really talk about it, because I don't want to be one of those type of guys that makes everything about their sexuality and make their sexuality so serious and make it more than what it really is. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't do that. And I just don't think that is really that fucking important. But I don't even do many videos about the LGBT. I mean, I should, but I don't, because I just feel like, I don't take it that seriously. You know what I'm saying? It's just a part of my life. It's the way I live. It's nothing that serious to me. But let me just get into it. The first time I had thoughts about it was when I was 14, and it was the summer of 2003, and I was going to the ninth grade. I was about to start my first year of high school, and it was the summer of the females. Ashanti was out, Monica was out, Mary was out, Nivea was out, Beyonce was out, Lumi D was out. Like, a lot of girls, Lil Mo, all my girls were out at that time, and I was really digging it. Maya was out because My Love Was Like What was my song. I used to love that song back then. And it was like I was into music just like I am now, and everything was popping back then. So Ashanti had came out with this new video called Rock With You. She was on the beach with the water with the elephant, and then had the dark skinned dude with the braids and the muscle shirt. And as a boy, my eyes should have been focused on Ashanti, but they were focused on the guy that was her love interest in the video. I've told this story so many times to my friends, and it's so funny. But that's where my eyes was. It was nowhere near Ashanti. I was like, oh, she cute, but damn, you know what I'm saying? So, but after that, in my mind, I wasn't supposed to be thinking like that, so I kind of suppressed it. And I kept suppressing it. So it was like when I went to high school, I have thoughts about it, but I'll suppress it because it's not right. It was wrong. You're not supposed to be like that. It's not right. You'll get ridiculed for things like that. Like, it's not cool for you to do that. And I would try to date girls just to say I did it, but girls never found me attractive. Make sense? They never found me attractive. They always befriended me. I was just like, a nice looking guy to have on their arm to go shopping with or some shit, or give them advice to be there for them. I was always the the male friend. I was always friend zoned by females. Females never looked at me like that. Never wanted to talk to me. And you know what I'm saying? That was really a struggle for me because I was trying my best to get myself to where I was supposed to be and try to date a girl and try to make everybody else see that I'm dating a girl or whatever, but it just never worked. It just never fucking worked for me at all. Like anybody I ever liked, they ended up being my friend. Anybody I ever liked, they ended up being my damn friend. And you know, it just didn't work. So it started getting a bit worse for me to try to suppress it once I got out of high school. And that summer, I started to really realize that, you know what I'm saying, this whole dating females is not for me or whatever. But I just never acted on my feelings until I went to college. I did not go to college soon after high school. I waited a semester to go. I started spring '08 because I graduated in June of 2007. That's when I graduated high school, but I went to college in January of 2008. And you know, I was in a new environment, new people, new area, staying on campus, all of that. And my cousin Reggie was my roommate. And a guy approached me. I can't stand him now, but he approached me and we met, and I had fell like hell over heels, like for real. But they didn't like me like that. But when it had hurt me, I had told Reggie about it. I was crying because Reggie didn't know what I was crying about, and then I couldn't just sit up here and say. I kept saying, "Oh, nothing, nothing, nothing," and he kept telling me I was lying. So when I told him what it was, I had to come out or whatever, and Reggie was like, "Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It don't really matter. You know, it is what it is. Who gives a fuck about what you are? Like whoever got something to say about it can say it to me." So then, you know, I just started coming out to my friends person by person, the ones that I felt more comfortable with telling first. That's who I told first. And then it was like months later, me and my mom had gotten into an argument, and she asked me if I was or not, if I was gay, and I blurted out and I said yes. And she didn't disown me, but she didn't like it one bit. She wasn't feeling it. She wasn't featuring this shit not one bit. She wasn't here for it. But I believe that she suppressed the thought because it never came up again. And I was 19. So it never came up again. And I still wasn't comfortable with it because I knew that she wasn't comfortable with it. And it just didn't feel right. But when I talked to my cousin after, you know, my 20th birthday, I think, my cousin told me that it didn't matter, and that my mom had told her what was going on, and that she didn't care if I was or not because it's my life and I get to choose or get to decide however I want to live it. And you know, it is what it is. So then I would say I had my 21st birthday, and I had got drunk and everything, and I was just fresh out of a relationship with the first person I ever had a relationship with. And I was getting drunk and shit. I was around all my friends and all that, just having a good time. And then I would say 2 days later it was Valentine's Day. And it started with me and my sister arguing. But then my mama came in and me and her got into an argument, and she asked me again if I was gay. And I said, "Mom, I thought we already had the conversation about me liking dudes." And then it was like, "What?" And then, you know, it became a free for all, like a damn war. And then, you know, she didn't like talk to me really bad, but you know, she did make it about her. And me and her talked about this before, so that's why I feel free to say it on camera. In my eyes, I felt like she made it about her because she was saying, what did I do wrong as a parent to make you want to go down that road and everything like that? And I'm like, it's not about you. And then, you know, her and my sister started making it about them and started saying stuff like, you know, it does affect us because what people gonna say. And see, that's my thing. Why do you care about what people say about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna talk regardless. Whether I was dating girls or not, motherfuckers was gonna find something to say. And y'all making this seem like it's the worst thing in the world. It's really not. And y'all making it like it's the end of the world when it's really not the end of the world. Like, who the fuck cares? So, my mother really didn't like it. And that didn't make me feel good at all because she really didn't like it. Now she treated me the same, but it was always that elephant. Like I had to hide stuff. Like if I was going somewhere with a guy or to see a guy, I had to make up a lie to say. And being 21, I would have to make up a lie and say I'm going out with my friends when I really wasn't. I was really going to meet a dude or whatever. And that was really messed up. And I really felt like I was being sheltered or being claustrophobic because I had to make shit up just to keep the peace because they wasn't comfortable with it. So I had to find, and I wasn't really that comfortable with them not being comfortable with it. So I had to find a way to make both parties happy. My mother ended up coming around and she apologized and she said that she made it all about her, which she did. And she said that she would love me regardless, and it just took her aback. You know what I'm saying? Because she was closed-minded based on our family background. Most people really don't know, but before I was even born, I had like a great uncle that was gay. And the family put him in a mental hospital, like in a mental institute, just because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was gay. They thought that something was mentally wrong with him, and it wasn't. He was just fucking gay. Wearing aprons and shit like a bitch. You know, that's pretty much what it was. He was just fucking gay. And, I don't know. He was just gay, according to my mom. According to my mom, because she was like young when they sent him to a mental institute. And with you growing up in that type of background, of course you're gonna be closed-minded as hell. When you're growing up with people like the folks that's in my family, you know, closed-minded, sweeping shit under the rug all the damn time. Of course you're gonna be closed-minded, and you're not gonna be able to be open to other things. So I really wasn't that surprised. So you know, as time went on, my dad came into play, and I really wasn't speaking to my dad. And my mother had asked me, did I talk to my dad about it? Have I told my dad about it? And I was like, nah, because he never asked. So then she was like, well, don't you think you need to tell him? And I said, well, if you think he needs to know, then why don't you do it? So she was like, well, I'll tell him, it's not a problem. I'll tell him, I think he needs to know. So she told my dad. And he was like, when did that happen? That was so funny. And then she was like, so you just didn't see it coming? And he was like, no, I didn't see it coming at all. And then she was like, well, that's him. He's what he is. And then he was like, well, I don't care what he is, because he's my son and I'm going to love him regardless. So he came here like weeks later, last year for Memorial Day, and we had a conversation about it. And then he was like, I know what's going on. I said, I know you know, because I told my mama she could tell you. I know you know what's going on. So then, you know, we talked about it and everything, and he just made it clear that he didn't really care. And then, you know, I had the same conversation with my grandmother. You know, my cousin and I had like an argument because I did like a video about my grandparents, and I didn't say too many nice things about my grandma, about me and her grandmother or whatever. And I talked to my grandmother and we talked about everything, and I even told her about my sexuality, and she said she didn't care and she accepted it and she already knew. And then, you know, that brought me back to how I was such a bitch and an asshole to my daddy and my grandmother. All because I felt like they weren't there for me as a child. And I'm not gonna lie, they really weren't in my life like that. But I did kind of shut them out because I was mad. Especially as a teenager, I really did shut them out because I was pissed. I was a bitch. Like, I was trouble. You know, being bullied in school, dealing with your sexuality, trying to suppress those feelings, trying to please everybody, you know, trying to live your life for everybody else. And that was just taking a toll on me, and anybody could get it. You know, anybody could get it. Like, when I did that video, I was at the worst point of my life last year when I did that video. I did that video back in July, I think. And I ended up deleting that video because it made so many people mad. Which wasn't my purpose to do, but I took it down to keep the peace. When I tell you I was mad, I was going in on everybody. I didn't give a fuck. I was going in. And I didn't give a damn who had a problem with it. And me and my sister on my father's side to this day don't speak because of that video. It's crazy. But at the time I was in my feelings and I was mad. I didn't say, I said what I said in the video because I'm 100% about mine. I say exactly how I feel when I do these videos. I just don't feel like I need to sugarcoat anything for anybody. I'm not trying to dog nobody out, but that's just how I felt. I felt like she was a bitch, but that was really me being a bitch and an asshole. And I know I could be a complete asshole sometimes. And at this point, I'm growing. I'm not perfect, but I'm growing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think before I speak sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes. I said I'm growing. I ain't say I'm there yet, but I'm growing. This is just a half of it. And with me, with my mama and my daddy and my grandmama, even my 14-year-old brother accepting me for who I am, those four people mean the most. And I don't care who got a problem with it. That's me. I can't sit up here and live my life for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't like the way I live. I might not like some of the stuff you do. It's a lot of things that I don't like about my friends and what they do. But I'm not going to judge them for it because that's their life. It's a lot of things and a lot of people that my sister has dated. I don't like it, but it's not my life and it's not my say so. I'm not going to treat you any differently because you doing something or dating somebody that I don't like or that I don't fucking care for. It's your life. You can't live for me. You got to live for yourself. So I practice what the fuck I preach. I got to live for Scotty, and if whoever don't like that, they can kiss my ass, cause that's just what it is. I have lived my life for a long time trying to please everybody, and at this point in time, I'm 25 years old. 5 years later, 5 years from now, I will be 30. What the fuck would I look like still trying to please other people who ain't trying to please me? Really? So with that being said, y'all, that's my story. Make sure y'all comment and do what it do. And that's it. Hope this video don't make nobody else mad. But you know if it does, I don't care. But I'm out here, y'all. Peace.